How to build your own custom GPT. I hear that all the time, and I'm going to be sharing with you exactly an alternative to building a custom GPT, which is still going to apply the same kind of principles, but this is a much more powerful way of actually building very powerful, pretty much sets you up for AI agents. And I'm pretty sure GPTs will be eventually able to deploy your own kind of AI agents and creating all these different what they call custom functions. Without being technical, that's just simply making your chat call to different kind of apps so it could communicate and perform different kind of commands, like send an email, do a command in your CRM like HubSpot. What I have here is a tool I recently just found, and it's called Pickaxe. This is a very powerful platform, and this is something that you can use to create tools for your own clients and your own customers or patients. So this is a huge way of taking advantage of a system versus having to rely on ChatGPT, because then you're relying on it having to be up all the time. Also, on top of that, if you're in the holistic medicine industry, you are going to be doing certain kind of topics that are going to be a little bit maybe controversial to some, and the GPT store will block you. We want to create with freedom. That's why Pickaxe is important to have in your tools. It will allow you to create AI assistants intuitively and easily. There is a learning curve, but follow my videos and subscribe to my channel. You're definitely going to figure out exactly how to use these tools. If you need some help, you can also hire us. We work with different businesses like holistic practitioners. We've been doing it for over 5 years, and we've helped businesses save hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last 5 years from our marketing systems alone. Now, before I get into it, I'm going to be sharing some resources as well, so stick to the end of this video so you can keep on seeing exactly how we build these tools, and also subscribe to also see our growth with learning these systems as well, so you can also grow your business and follow along and take the resources templates. We all get inspired, and we reverse engineer hundreds and thousands of templates over the last 5 years that helped us create a lot of these tools. It isn't an easy thing for sure, and it does take time, so I just want to emphasize that. Enough with that. I'm going to go right into it right now and share how to get started. So this is Pickaxe. When you sign up, I'm on their highest plan. Depending on the point you're watching this video, they leave us $97 per month. If you use my affiliate link, which I do get slight commission, you will save 10% off of your first month. That's how you can go and take advantage of that. Or you could go ahead and sign up to Product Champ, one of our plans, and we'll automatically build one for you for an additional setup fee. This is called your studio, your special AI toolkit. These are specific toolkits we have for clients and certain industries, and we have access to create unlimited because of our plan that we're on. So it's definitely a good investment. Click new studio. We're creating a demo for financial advisors. So we're going to say advisors. We could always rename, I believe, the studio afterwards. If not, they'll update to do it. But for this video, in this instance, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So yeah, you could go ahead and edit it over here, and you could go into settings, change the name if you would like to change it. You could change the picture as well to give it more personalization. You could change the domain name, and you can see exactly your API keys over here. So this is where you can go ahead and add AI models. So you hit add, you can see different models. So no Grok yet, but you'll be able to use the top 3 most intelligent models out there, and you can enter your keys here and give it a nickname for easy identification. Since I already have these set up, I'm not going to go and show you guys exactly how to create your own API account. There's a lot of videos on YouTube on that. I'll also do a video on that in the future on creating your own API account for the specific AI providers. I'm going to do to get started with here is start building my first tool. So I'm going to go to one of the conversations I was having, and I'm actually just going to open up a new tab here and go to it. So these are our internal tools that we have for our company, and this is why we love this app so much, because it really just has your own personal tools that you can just create. I have an AI agent prompt builder, and what this does is allows us to create specific prompts to create AI agents. And what I did was train it with the best prompt frameworks. And essentially that's how we were able to go ahead and build this tool right here. So we already had a conversation. So now that I signed into my account, I can see some conversations I had. Can you please give me some bot ideas and use cases for a financial advisor? It came up with a really good use case. And I went back and forth because I was like, I don't want it to be like an intake summarizer. What we want to do is actually have it act as a financial content creator, a retirement readiness calculator, an onboarding checklist generator, a financial concept explainer, market commentary drafter. So these are all very powerful tools we can create. What I'm going to do is create the proposal and roadmap generator. What this tool did for me, our AI champs, came up with also some prompts over here following that proven prompt structure. What I'm going to do over here is copy this long prompt and go back into our builder. We'll go to our pickaxes and do a new pickaxe to create a new chat over here. And now I'm going to go and paste this, and I'm going to be able to select which AI model I want depending on what I set up. You could see these specific AI models we have. I always use Gemini 2.5 Pro. I used to use Claude. It was a little more expensive for my use case, but I like Gemini because it has a large context window, meaning that it's able to remember a large amount of information. So if you wanted to paste in a podcast or a large transcript, it will understand that and it could recall up to, I believe, 1.5 million words, which is big, and that goes to about an hour and a half, 3-hour movie. And essentially that's huge because you can extract and work with a lot of information like that, and it might be a little costly, but it's still not too much. It'd probably be like $5-10 if you're trying to create that on the API, but it's worth it because you're not sacrificing time and you're having a high quality assistant work for you. It's very beneficial to have that. You can also allow people to upload their own files. They might have a PDF of a transcript they want to use, because what this one is a strategy architect, right? Primary role is to transform raw client meeting transcript and notes into polished professional financial plan proposals. And then that's exactly what I'm going to have for the description. So we're going to do strategy architect and say agent, and now we're going to say transform raw meeting transcripts and notes into polished professional financial plan proposals. So we'll copy this, we'll paste this in right here, mini description right there, and you could preview your chat and everything like that there. And you can come up with introductions, generate icebreakers, and these are like the buttons you see in ChatGPT. Turn this transcript and notes into a financial proposal, or ask what key steps should be included in the first 12-month client roadmap. So having that is going to allow you to easily start a conversation, or the user to start a conversation, and you can have a little video, which I recommend doing, that you can have a Loom video, which allows you to film yourself on your computer, your laptop, or your screen to instruct them on where to go, and it records through your microphone too, so you can do audio as well. And it also summarizes. Very cool, powerful tool. Highly recommend it as well. So over here we can then turn this transcript and notes into a financial proposal. So I can go into Claude over here. What I'm going to do is say, please simulate, I'm going to give it a role, act as a financial advisor. Please simulate a meeting with a client at your institute that wants your services. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to come up with a fake transcript over here. And then we're going to go ahead and use this and test out our AI tool. And this is something that I recommend doing because you're able to generate really good summaries and stuff like that from here. So this is generating perfect. Just gonna take it. We're gonna go back to our other window and paste this. I'm gonna type in this transcript and notes into a financial proposal. I'll just hit this first, just so you can see exactly, like, people don't really have to be prompted with too much things over here. And it's gonna be thinking, and it's gonna come up with, hopefully just ask us a question. It just came up with, it's hallucinated something here based on the meeting notes you provided. So that's something we can fix and say, if they didn't provide, turn this transcript into a financial proposal, ask for the transcript. We'll fix it. If no transcript is provided, you must ask for it first. Now we can go ahead and hit clear chat. I'm going to go ahead and hit publish, and we can test it out in another window. Loading the data, we can go here, edit Pickaxe again, see if it listens to this instruction. Of course, I'm ready to assist. Provide the client meeting transcript or your notes. Once you share the details, I will analyze and generate a comprehensive draft proposal following the structured format. I have dozens of clients. Some use these tools, some are still getting used to it and everything, but we reload it probably about like $20-$25, and it lasts us that whole entire month. But that's still heavy usage. I'm sure with the more advanced our tools are getting, that as we release more things, it's going to increase. But that's just something to think about when you create these tools for your clients as well. This is powerful. It drafted a financial proposal for Michael Rodriguez and their family. Based on the provided transcript, I have analyzed the conversation between Sarah Chen and Michael Rodriguez. Here's the structured proposal draft for your review and customization. This is giving them a nice first draft where they can now go back and forth with the AI to customize and tell it to say, hey, I don't really like that. This is how we sound. Or if you have document for your company, you could go ahead and just upload that and select it and say, look at our company strategies and come up with a proposal like this based upon our transcript. And that's how you would go ahead and change it right here. And this is why it's a good draft here, because now we can say, oh, can you please add this insert over here, and we'll come up with it into here. Then you can put it into a document, like a Word document or a Notion document, where you can then send it to them, or use our app soon to be called Lead Recover OS, which you'll be able to document and come up with your own kind of invoices and documents like that. This is a good start right here. And then essentially what we can put this into our proposal software and come up with the next steps. We'll hit save changes, and now we're ready to embed this or share the link. Once you have your own subdomain, add a custom domain. I'm going to go into where we have our app hosted, our domain hosted through SiteGround. I'm just going to go to CNAME, and we're going to say financial advisors, and we're going to copy this, go into Resolve 2. We're going to take this, look different to ever hosting person you're using. To CNAME, pretty much the same. We'll hit create. Now we have this. Go back into here. I've updated my records. We hit add domain. You might get a step like this, and that's okay. All you have to do is just copy this two values. We'll go back into here. We go to TXT, get the other value, paste it in here. See, I need to get this over here. Copied it, go back, paste that value in. Now we got the correct one. Hit create, Pickaxe over here. And you can see that it's yellow. We want to just hit refresh, and it might take some time to do that. And you can see that it might take up to 48 hours for the changes. Hit it again, and now it's up and verified. Now we can go to this link, and it might take some time to load up. We don't have our tool here yet, but that's okay. We could always edit this afterwards. Now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add in that pickaxe. So we just hit pickaxes, and we want to make sure that it's listed, and we can always just make sure that the access is to like members only. You can set up your access. You could do guest settings, so like people who just have access to it, they could use it 5 times, right? And then they have to upload. So it's for guest users, both logged in and anonymous, who haven't acquired a product. You can create a free one. If you're using a CRM like a Product Champ or Lead Recover OS powered by Go High Level, you'll be able to do the same thing by creating an automation, and we'll go into more of those advanced automations. But this is some very basic chat automation that we have here, but it's great, and we're going to show you exactly in another video how to make an AI agent that will be able to go ahead and access the web and pull in information for research documentation. Looking forward to sharing that with you guys. Once you have that, name the product, hit publish product. You can connect your Stripe account too if you want to just collect payments directly that way, and then you could determine access to it. Add your product, and people would have to be required to be a member in order to access certain things or be a part of a certain plan. So that's what a product is, a specific plan. And now that this is listed, go back to where it says home over here. We can refresh our page. We'll hit the thing, and you can see strategy architect right here. Ask us for the transcript, paste it in. It's going to come up with a proposal. I could adjust the input once it's done generating, because we could come up with a longer proposal and stuff like that, because right now it's set to having a small token output, meaning it's not going to be as lengthy, and sometimes you want to have a longer roadmap, pricing suggestions, all of that. You see it says 12-month roadmap. This is great. This is something we want to follow along. You can see that's how we do it. Since I'm not logged in, it's seeing me as a guest. I'm not signed in as the owner or creator yet, so it's counting down count the credits, and then it's going to prompt me to go to one of the plans. But if you want to set it to unlimited, you could go back there and just let an infinity symbol next to the field, and that's how you can create that. AI automation is huge. This is just scratching the surface. Also too, quick thing, going back, if you want to get rid of the logo and everything, all you have to do is just go back over here, go to design, click the white label, hit apply changes. And now when you go and share it with your clients, we'll just go ahead and hit refresh on this page right here. Great thing about this, it keeps the conversation too as well, even though I'm a guest, and we can hit new chat and everything like that. You see all user inputs from that conversation. They'll be able to access it, copy it, and everything all intuitively like that, which is phenomenal. And it doesn't say powered by Pickaxe. All right, so this is just scratching the surface. I'm going to give you a preview of what's going to come next. You'll be able to grab the resource of this video. I'll come up with a quick little guide to share with you guys with all the resources we talked about in this video, and definitely embrace this, go ahead and use our tool. You'll have a limited access, not unlimited, but you'll have limited access to this to create your own little custom GPT based upon this, and it'll get you going, and it can also come up with different kind of ideas. I'll put that in resource guide. Look forward to seeing what you create. This might be something that's just temporary, so in the future you might be seeing that be different down the road depending on when you're seeing this. Let me know your biggest takeaways in the comments, and what other videos you like to see next. And just to give you guys a little roadmap, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly the hosting provider we use to self-host it, so you don't have to pay N8N directly with their cloud server, and you can have a nice reliable server that's managed on a really cool platform that's going to allow you to install and get things going. Stay tuned. That's going to be a quick video. I know this is a little bit long, but it's as important skill and task to have is to create your own custom GPT. If you wanted to recreate and take that same kind of prompt in ChatGPT, all you have to do, go chat.com, go to GPTs, hit create, you hit configure, you then paste in those instructions from before, name it, I forget how to spell architect, and then we can roll the description and paste this in. Boom. We could hit use Dolly, so it starts conversation starters, get started now, ask to paste my proposal. So now we have that. You could choose to upload knowledge. You could do the same in Pekka as well. I'll show you guys that in a more advanced AI agent tutorial. And then all you have to do is hit create. It didn't generate an image for whatever reason. ChatGPT is finicky sometimes. I recommend doing other things, but this is good to get started. If you want to quickly do this, create your next GPT or AI assistant following the steps that you have outlined in this, that I have outlined in this video. So I'm going to just do any one with the link because I want to have it for my clients. It'll be on a thank you page in a funnel, for instance. We could just paste in the link, be like, hey, thank you, here it is, and they get access. It doesn't have to be a funnel. It could be a form, a Google Doc, however you want to go from a conversation in Messenger or social media. That's how you do that. Hit view GPT, and boom, there it goes. We'll have that same functionality with some limitations here. I almost forgot to show you. You want to go over to configure and mess around with the lengths, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to have a thorough output. And if you do it too short or too long, you're going to be wasting all your tokens. So I like to look at this little gauge over here that Pickaxe gives us, and it gives us a little detail and insight into how long that actually is. Over here, 32,000 tokens is equivalent to a long report. Memory buffer, it recalls how much of the past conversations it could remember. And then if we go down to creativity, this stuff is really cool too, because you're going to be able to do it's essentially what they say, the randomness, and what that essentially is like how creative it is. So essentially, if we go higher, it's creative but reliable. That's going to be a little over the top, meaning it could add in so much other different kind of flair. But if we go down here, it's going to go to predictable but prone to repetition. All right, so I tend to leave it at 0.8, 0.7. You could try to have it say more of the word you want in your vocabulary and avoid certain words. You can generate another image here if you don't like that, or use its flux generator, image generator, using the flux model. I recommend using its internal generator equivalent to the GPT images you get on ChatGPT. You can customize it. Same with this customizable chat icon, which is pretty neat. You go over to knowledge. This is where you could upload your knowledge, connect your files and everything, to upload any PDF, CSV, website, or YouTube link to add it to your tool's knowledge base. So that's really cool. You could really put like a YouTube video and base things off of that and come up with educational bots that are trained in specific things, maybe history, science, math. Any of those will be really cool. The options go on from there. This is how in depth it will go into your knowledge base. and how much information should be pulled per query. So we could increase that higher, but again, that increases the money or tokens you'll use, which could end up being a lot. Recommend your balance and just don't go too overboard, because if you go high enough, you're going to go through your credits a lot more, or your tokens on OpenAI side. So over here, you could give some context about the information that should be pulled. Now, actions is a very cool thing to do, because now you're going to be able to connect these actions to a whole bunch of different tools that they have. And there's community actions here, and you don't really need to do extra steps with Zapier or Make or N8N. I do recommend connecting it, because that's really how you start creating AI agents, by connecting this to N8N, to a webhook and everything. And I'll go to a different video about using that as chat automation and personalized AI agents using Pickaxe. You'll be able to customize it for your own customers. So use it as a lead magnet. You could use edit GPT image, Gemini images. You can also have a voice generator, connect that there, Google search. The one I like using a lot too, so you go over there, see more, you can see all these different things. Answer with perplexity is amazing. Create your own API key there. Essentially, this is going to allow you to go ahead and get really accurate information. You can see stock info from FMP, send summary to Slack. Everything here is very powerful to use and at your disposal. Over here is a brand new community MCP server, constantly adding new things in. That's so cool that you can have Google Sheets here now. If you create a Google Cloud Council account, which allows you to get access to developer tools. It sounds a lot more technical than it is, but essentially you just Google API keys, show you how to enable Google Sheets and where to find that. So we could click here and it'll show you different commands, which is neat. This will allow you to put your credentials here and connect it. And then these are just the description. So you could read through it, but you're not going to probably make sense of it unless you have some kind of background in coding. But other than that's going to allow you to really just connect it. After you save it, is that you want to deploy this thing, meaning you can embed this into a different website. You could see share your Pickaxe anywhere, and deploy will allow you to host your packages on third-party sites. What I like to do is you can customize this. I usually just leave it how it is, and it will fit most of the area right there. So you could do inline flex, that's the most popular one. And then what you can do over here, edit the access to it, hit white label, and it will be customized to your branding. You could do primary color, button color, and just really customize it to your actual branding. But yeah, so that's how you will go ahead and customize this, and you'll just hit save next. So it could just be like inline embed. It's really cool. You can add domain security, so it can't be embedded anywhere on people's sites, so they can't steal it. It'll be secured on your actual domain. You can see usage limit funnel. We could do when it's the usage limit, you can now have it redirect to a custom link to upgrade to a different tier, which is awesome. You don't have to stick to their actual billing area. This is a very powerful, underrated area, because this is where you can embed this into courses and different areas. Let's save embed and preview it on mobile, see how it looks like. Yeah, and I'll just leave it like how it is here and not really mess with any of this unless you want to change it more. Back out of that, and we can see that we have untitled embed. Even though I changed it, didn't really reflect there, but that's okay, I'm sure. There you go. Took a moment to upgrade. Here you can see a summary of your response history. So this is essentially where it'll give you a nice little AI summary of what the conversation was about with your specific user, so you can get a good overview of what is going on. Then we have an audit log here too for security purposes as well, so you can see exactly who has access, who's been accessing the tools and everything like that. Very powerful and definitely very needed. Get the overview of the model. You can see it's the latest one here, which is really cool. Now that's saved and everything, you can hit those three dots and you can duplicate this. I recommend that if you want to keep your specific actions in place, so you don't have to enter in your API key all the time. But once you duplicate it, you can duplicate it to a different studio and use it in a different toolkit. And then edit it. Obviously, we'll just go back into the menu or the area where you can edit the Pickaxe, and then go to the embed menu. There you have it. I hope this helped you understand more. See you in the next video.